when we say modern philosophy or civilization is more theoretical, intellectual, scientific things, then macrobiotics is more aesthetic, intuitive, and philosophical, spiritual things. So orientation is very different. When medical science or medical people criticize macrobiotics, from their view, of course, they cannot understand this, therefore they criticize. But there is no ground, common ground, which we discuss or they can criticize. Because macrobiotics is the intuitively common sense approach goes, like dog or animals. When they get sick, then they just fasting. Or they go look around some wild grass and they choose and they eat and they cure. They didn't study any nutrient factor, they didn't study any intellectual theories, but they know intuitively that is good. That intuition is the judgment, primary judgment of all animal has and all human being has. Upon that, we exercise how approach health, how approach family happiness, how approach societies. So, without learnings, modern medical science or technologies, same thing, without learnings, various kinds of sciences, so forth, modern way in school, in colleges, or trainings, experiences, we can do quite often far better result create with very simple method. In connection with that problem, this modern civilization which has been built modern concept, the modern theories and the modern conventional intellectual scientific method, as everyone knows, now going to end. That means did not serve for human health, human love, human peace. And as long as that try to solve with that ground, then it is almost impossible. It is impossible, difficult. Because health, love, peace is not belonging that way. Belonging the matter, the more intuitive, more native, more the common sense problems. And so we can see future civilization how it goes after these modern civilized systems or various kinds of institutions collapsed. Reflecting that to the ancient times, civilizations, orientations, which already disappeared, which already destroyed, and only those several thousand years so-called modern civilization came, maybe from Greece or from Sumer civilization or ancient China or India. That is only those 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 years histories. But what kinds of civilization mankind had before that? That is, when we think back and when we reflect back to that, that tells us so many things. We studied about the human destiny in the cycle of $25,800 years cycles, along with the wobbling motion of the Earth. And constellation change of the northern skies, which give us different radiations, different atmospheric conditions, charges, that make our thinking, the consciousness, our physical conditions, as well as all botanical life, animal life change. And these cycles is making Polaris and Vega, some pole, or the Vega is slightly this way. The cycling, North Pole is cycling. There are many thousands of stars of Milky Way orbit with their constellations, various constellations. Once upon a time, giving the shower of the radiations or light. So nighttime were much more brighter than now. And we receive, as you know, through these spiritual channels, as well as those meridians, we receive from heaven and earth force. So these times, people were much more spirited, energized time. That means their consciousness, their thinkings were much more active and developed time. And present today, position is this, 1983. Polaris comes 2102, exactly north. Present today, we are more receiving the influence of small bear. And before that, we were influenced by big bear. Before that, we were influenced by Drago. Before that, we were influenced by Hercules. Then Lila. One of them is Star Vega. Past 13,000 years from Star Vega, we are one by one northern sky, those constellation goals. The present today, modern civilizations, about 6,000 years, 5,000 years histories. Before that, we consider primitive world. But furthermore, before that, is not necessarily primitive. There, somewhat very big change took place. Some catastrophes. took place. Natural catastrophe took place by nature. And before that, we had huge civilizations throughout the world. And that, you may say, world community. That means from now about 13,000 years before. About 13,000 years ago, before, up to about 25,000 years ago, 26,000 years ago. And furthermore, before that, also civilization was there, but not so active. And far before that also, again, very prosperous civilization. In other words, cycle of civilizations goes by 25,800 years cycles. And present today, there's suppose like origin of present day races, like Jewish people, Chinese people, or Anglo-Saxon, whatever. We are saying 4,000, 5,000 years span. But that is, comparing with human history, that is only speck. Before that, the long time ago, one world community was there. In other words, history makes cycles like that. The time of peace and one world. Time of war and division. Then again, time of peace. Again, time of war. Between this peace and war time, between peace and war, here catastrophe arises based upon nature. In the case of 12,000, 13,000 years ago, you have legend, Atlantis sank, moon continent sank, etc. And water catastrophe, right? Catastrophe based on water. While changing from war and divided world to more the one world, you may say from materialistic world to spiritual world, again catastrophe arises, which is man-made catastrophe, man-made artificial catastrophe. More than natural catastrophe. And this man-made artificial catastrophe appeared degeneration of human beings, or war, or sickness, this, that, etc., which man-made, not nature. And then this civilization collapse and go new civilization, which is more spiritually oriented, more oriented totally with new philosophies, new ideas, and built one world. What then can support that, the thinkings, that understanding of histories? Until very recent time, although archaeologically, here and there, like Europe, Ireland, France, Germany, Denmark, and China, Japan, etc. Huge stone, the structure remains here and there throughout the world. Until very recent time, people didn't pay attention, the historian didn't pay attention, and just archaeological curiosity was there. But more and more recently, people began to know that were anyway some very different science, very different thinkings, understandings, made that kind of stone structures throughout the world. And at that time, like the Ireland stone structures, Japan's stone structures, and Germany's stone structures, the Central America or South America's stone structures, all have the same principles and the same purpose. And comparing with that, comparing with these stones, big stone structures here and there, the present, like pyramid in the Egypt, is much more recent structures, like 6,000 years ago, right? Or whatever. Even Stonehenge in the England, that is also more recent, like 5,000-6,000 years ago. And more ancient one are practically they changed into the part of nature already. However, when you travel, even in America, like some mountain you go, you may, not all mountains, some, you may discover on the top of mountains, huge stones are there, huge. Maybe several, maybe more, and that some stone is the more round, some stone more square, some stone is more standing, some stone maybe fell down. And similar way, throughout the world, these stone arrangement on the mountain or the structures were throughout the world. And usually these places were called among the people, villagers, the magic mountain or mountain of God, or used to be ancient people, that means 3,000 years ago, the people used to be worshipped that mountain or that place. Or legend is there, you cannot get in, if you get in then you get trouble and so forth. Anyway, always mysterious legend mythologies, stories, remains together with these mountains which has stone structure. And there is very strange documents in Japan. That document is the mentioning the far ancient times more than the time the sinking of Atlantis and Mu continent, which, like Churchward, they also discovered the old documents in the Tibet. So he wrote Mu continent. That strange documents, which called Isahara documents, because that is existing in the city of Isahara, in the shrine as a treasure. And this document is not written form, but also various kinds of the old time stones or some ornament, etc. So totally they call this Isahara documents. There they mention long time ago, world was one world, and people were using flying saucers, flying machines, and traveling here and there. And they had also boat, they had also communication method, and they share the various knowledges, so forth. And they built here and there pyramids throughout the world. Strange things. And they also had world map. The some map, old times map, include in the Atlantic Oceans, some like present-day Caribbean Gulf. There, old map don't have the Caribbean Sea. They are the land. Same thing in the Pacific. They had two big continents. And then more latter ages, world map, that Caribbean part, the map dots and wrote sank. And Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, two continents, they put the dots and sank. And it's strange maps, strange documents. Of course, this document written very old, the letters, and then translated, again translated. So recent translation is of course, present-day language. But originally, when that document was composed, we don't know. But not only these documents, but also other documents also there. They do not mention exact same things, but they are mentioning almost similar, like world community was there. Also, they had the transportation, communication there, and the here and there people were going, traveling, and these documents, not only one, several kinds of documents, different places exist. Similarly, like the Maya's, the Palenque, the old temple of Palenque, which was discovered in the forest this century, after end of war, in jungle. In that temples, deep inside, they had a coffin, stone coffin. Then on the stone, big coffins on the surface, there were engraved locket where people, a person, like ancestor of India, sitting and operating. And that discovery was made before rocket began, actually. And strange map also discovered from Turkish palace and Pennsylvania University, etc. were all studied. Then that old map, telling south, the poles of continents, very accurately, which was only started to searched the very recent times. And no one did know what kind of mountain goes, what kind of shape it goes in the South Pole continent. But way before, already there, map was. And that map also showing that, like South America, and also showing as if like India, so forth, South America. And that map's angles is not like written on the plane, but exactly as if shot the pictures from the far away the sky. That way, that map is arranged. So, there are many evidences now. Besides them, there's so many evidences now. Ancient time, we did have some civilizations which covered entire world. You may connect with UFO, or you may not connect with UFO, but regardless, we can't deny world community and world civilization were existing, which totally disappeared. There are strange documents here. What kinds of then philosophy and science they had? In that, this happened. (1949), very recent time. But after end of war, 4 years later, 1949. Some Japanese person his name is Narazaki. He died already, Narazaki. When he was near Kobe, that is near Osaka, the mountain. When he was alone there and meditating, then suddenly one old person who has very silver hair, appeared. And he said, I like to show you the treasure which have descended from far away ancient time. And he showed treasure. Narazaki was meditating, praying, the training, religious experience in the cave, the mountain. That old man showed document. That document written very old symbols. And that documents are the letters, all letters and sentences, all spiralically arranged. Like that, spiralically. Like that, spiralically. And he said, if you read this, you understand what ancient world was. And so Narazaki wanted to borrow that. Then that old man said, no, this is the treasure of treasures. I can't lend it to you. But you can copy this. Then Narazaki said, then I will go every day your place, so let me copy. Then that old man said, my place is very far away, for you great trouble. I will come every evening. Nighttime, in this cave, you copy this. From next evenings, that old man every night appears. And Narazaki copied. Of course, he couldn't understand that, but copies as much as possible. And this is, as a whole, document, sentence, and poem. Poem which mention the ancient people's philosophy, physics, chemistry, science, technologies, mining method, etc. Poetry. Instead of historical documents, that is, ancient science, documents of ancient science, in the form of poet. After Narazaki finished the copies, that old man never appeared again. Narazaki, that copies, began to study how to read this, and studied the old letters which here and there remained in Japan, in China, in Manchuria, and also meanwhile he could see that like Taoists, etc., in Manchuria, in China. And Taoists, which were following Lao Tzu's way, among Taoists there is also story, legend. Very ancient time from Japan. They didn't call Japan at that time, from Japan. like Fuhi, Shinno, that is very beginning of the Chinese mythological leaders, who was legendary, mythologically considered discovered order of universe, yin and yang, went there and learned and brought back these cultures, these teachings, these science, and began ancient China's country and also civilizations. That kind of mythology. So Narasaki thought this document must be telling what they learned, the beginning of the China and other part civilizations. And finally, he asked many people's friends and other people's collaborations. And one by one, they started to dissolve the keys. And especially in Isahara documents, those old style of language still remains in the documents. There are about 40 different ancient letters also in the documents remains. One is like origin of Sanskrit, origin of Hebrew, etc. So, using that as a reference book, pronunciations, and finally they translated. Then they were shocked that a huge cosmologies, as well as very practical science were there. And the one that most preamble part is here. There. Please. Beginning part of that document. Please. The people who had that science, that technology, called in this document Katakamuna people, Katakamuna civilization, Katakamuna people. And this is only beginning part. Okay? It's pronounced, the sound goes. Yaho, Yachiho, Yasaka Magatama, Ame, Amahi, Akitsu, Nanayo no Takamakura, Yorozu Hajimari, Itsu no Tama, Akitsu Toyokumo, Ame no Uke, Kogori Kogorimi, Hijiri Tama, Akitsu Futohi no Amahikura, Yatachi Hohodemi Iwane Tama, Akitsu Asahi no Hikone Kura, Tsutoyo Nigisumu Emi no Tama, Akitsu Hikone no Hoshimakura, Uzushi Mahiko Yuzu Uzume Tama, Akitsu Hoshima no Satate Kura, Yashiki Haru Hoshi Narimatama, Akitsu Takama no Futasekura, Ohoki Asofuku Kushisachi Tama, Akitsu Yasaka no Ara Katama. Present Japanese cannot understand this pronunciation, these words. But some here and there, the present Japanese pronunciation here and there still there, but majority is these very ancient words. pronunciation. Maybe Hebrew language, or maybe American Indian language, maybe Bhutan, Nepal's people's pronunciation, maybe very near this pronunciation. This is poem, sentence poem. What does it mean, this? Now, I lectured some time ago that before so-called, the story-wise, before the collapse of Tower of Babel, there was the story, whole world spoke one language. At that time, language was based upon sound. Letter alphabet. Letters were different, but sound. Means most open, inside, mouth. So this show God, beginning, infinity, universe, a beginning of beginning, Instead, close mouth, or that is more young sound, which show more closed one, more object, more small one. Is more big one. In between, half open. O, various sounds. That is showing between heaven and earth, various phenomena arise. That sound all goes. For same things, our sound give the certain influence to certain part of bodies. Please sound the G and check what part of body vibrate. G. Where you feel more G. Where do you feel more? G sound is this place, kidney. Pronounce E sound, where you feel most. Where you feel. Stomach. Try again. You feel that, right? Most. Try M sound. M. Where do you feel more? More here, right? M, more. Not here. Try H-A, ha sound. Ha, 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 ha. Where? Where do you feel? More lungs, okay? Right? Etc. Okay? So depends on pronunciation of sound, you are making certain system, certain organ activated. Okay? So naturally when you chant, chant, right? Chant. Then by that chanting, stream of sound, energy of and stream of various organs, various systems, various glands going on, changing. Right? So it depends on certain chanting make you very active, or certain chanting make your respiratory organs very better. Certain chanting make your digestive system very good. Certain chanting make your consciousness develop. Certain chanting make you quiet down, or metabolism go up. Temperature, body temperature go down, going up. Various things you can do by chanting. Same thing by quality of vibration of these words, you can change not only yourself, other people's conditions. Suppose when you go shouting, then many people is afraid. Such reaction. When you do very tender the sound, then many people relax. And so sound make other people's nervous system, other people's digestive system, respiratory system, thinking, all influence goes. The same way, this Katakamna's poem is sound. So meaning of sound is a universal one. Universal. For example, Yaho, Yachiho, Yasaka, Magatama, Ame, Amahi, Akitsu, Nanayo no Takamakura. Takamakura means, taka means very high. Makura means, still Japanese people use this word, makura. That is pillow, sleep. Or like railroad is there. Railroad, you have the wood pillows. They call makura. Makura means the developed space. Takamakura means very high space. That means universe. Nanayo no takamakura. Nana means 7. I gave the chantings. I think you, many of you remember. Hifumi yo imunaya koto I give you this chant. I gave it to you. At that time I explained, practice this. This is the key to make spiritualize. Hifumi yo imunaya koto. Na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Na. This pronunciation na is 7. This pronunciation he is a 1. At the same time, fire, spirit. Fu means 2. At the same time, wind. And differentiation. Me is a 3. At the same time, this dividing. Layer, systems. Yo means 4. That means space. I means 5. Center, meaning center. 5. Mu means growing, right? Growing, like vegetable growing, or like fermentation, right? Growing. At the same time, 6. Na is more branched out, bigger. At the same time, is 7. Ya means going towards all over the direction. At the same time, this is 8. Infinite. Ko means the small things, like object. Ko. At the same time, 9. To means end. At the same time, that is the 10. 10. So why I gave this is showing Genesis, story of Genesis, as well as very ancient times. This time, or as these times, ancient times, pronunciation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Right? They call this way 1, 2, 3. Hifumi-yo imunaya koto. They call. So same thing, this and that also. Right? But anyway, so this later I touch, right? At some other time. Nanayo no takamakura means 7 cycles. 7 cycles. The universe which move with 7 cycles. Like 7 days, 70 days, or 7 years, 70 years, 700 years. Do you know 700 years cycle? This was discovered almost same time in America and the Far East. Huge tree, red oak, like in America, huge tree there, like Yosemite sort. When they cut that, then tree has air ring, ring of air. This tree, suppose 2,000, 3,000 years old tree, they could discover 700 years cycle going on. And then that also confirmed in Taiwan and China's huge still remain trees. When they cut, then also 700 years cycle. Also that was discovered when dig out a lake, or the lake, they have there the sinking stuff in the bottoms. So they take like rock and stagnated mud, etc. Deeply vertically dig out some meters and dig out this. And they see 700 years cycle going. That means by each 700 years, temperature, climate, seasons also changing. Then if you see from that view, you can see human histories, like from Egypt time or present day. The 700 years cycle also going on, changing dynasty, or changing the people move, or sickness arising, etc. Anyway, this Nanayo no Takamakura means the universe which cycling with 7, number 7, cycling. 7 orbit, or 7 days, or 700 years, etc. Bible was written comparing this civilization is much more recent times. Bible like 7 days story, also based upon that ancient people's understandings of universe. Then, Ame Amahi, the words of Ame Amahi. Ancient people call space of universe Ama. 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 This is universe space. Ama. Or you may say infinite space. Ame means this space has a very small, divided, very small particle, like atom or electron or whatever, the most minute, the infinitesimal the unit. Ame. Ama, ame. So, also, when they call Ama, this Ama, the universe spread with far beyond the speed of light. That the movement, spreading movement, calling Hayahi, Hayami, Hayahi. So they call that Ama Hayami. That is infinite expansion, infinitely going expansion. Ama Hayami. And together with these understandings, then when this sentence, various words there, with sound when we are translating, then come out like this. This universe is moving with the 7 cycles, 7, and there is Itsunotama, right? The third line is called Itsunotama. Yorozu hajimari Itsunotama. Yorozu means everything, all phenomena, all everything. Hajimari means beginning. Itsunotama means when everything begins. That's origin. We call that Itsunotama. Ancient people called Itsunotama. And then, Akitsu toyokumo ame no uke. That is, something like the cloud, cloudy, the mist. That is key of universe. Energy of cloudy, energy of universe, which is like something like cloud, is gradually getting together. Kogori, kogorite. Kogori, kogori means gradually getting together. And making at the center, the nucleus. Then, that nucleus, from that nucleus of the gathered, from there, centrifugal force begin, and all sorts of galaxies were born out of that. Then, that galaxies are making every galaxy, in galaxy, young galaxy, making balance. And that direction, or you may say axis, is 8 axes is going on. 8 axes. And then, from that galaxy, furthermore, towards each galaxies, they orbit the outer. Furthermore born, they differentiate the solar systems, many solar systems. They call Asahi. Asahi. And then, from that means Asahi, which came out from Ama. Right? Ama. Then, furthermore in that Asahi, more planets, various planets, are born with the balance of pulling and the repelling. And then all of them are making huge spirals, as well as within spirals, small spirals. And after that spiral continues, each one of those spirals, which have many levels, huge ones and small ones, smaller ones, etc. They're becoming more and more gathering, and each one of them become more and more gathering, then finally become a huge planet, star, then explode. Then all those ame, which made this, return to Ama. Then again, making new universe, new galaxies, new systems, new planets, which everything, every phenomena appear, disappear like that. That is this point. What do you think is? 20, 30,000 years ago, or maybe more, 40, 50,000 years ago? Point. Let's read together this. Right? Then you can, if you repeatedly read, you can see in the depths of your heart, soul, some ancient people's sound. Okay? Yaho yatachi yasaka magatama ame amahi akitsu nanayo no takamakura yorozu hajimari itsu no tama akitsu toyokumo ame no uke kogori kogori mi hijiri tama 秋津ふひとひの天ひくらやたちほほでみ岩根玉秋津朝日の彦根倉つとよにぎすむえみの玉秋津彦根の星枕うずひまひこゆずうずめ玉秋津星間のさたて倉屋敷春星成またま秋津高間の二つ大き阿蘇福串幸玉秋津八坂の荒か玉 Please repeat this. Please repeat this at your home. Then listening that sound, then you will see ancient people. Ancient doesn't mean 4,000, 5,000 years, no. Ancient means 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 years ago, your ancestors' words. When world was speaking one language, one word, with wonderful understanding of universe. When they were talking, that language, that word, that sound, you start to remember when you are repeating this. Right? Then, comparing, right? Like Bible's Genesis, or comparing with various present day religion or whatever the saying, the Genesis or mythologies of universe. This, which is far more advanced. Of course, this is far more advanced one, okay? Far more. And so, their understanding of universe is far more advanced than present science is trying to figure out. Already they know how universe goes, how galaxy goes, how planet goes. From that wonderful understandings, these documents various technologies they explain, again in the form of poems. Among that, how to make steel, irons, metals, or how to make agricultures, how to make this, how to make that, etc. Using all antagonistic complementary power and forces, energies, which are working in the universe. However, not only these documents and records, but when you see the archaeologically various stones, big stones, that you can see first on the mountains, natural mountain, okay? The natural mountain. They have built up, again, how they made this, we don't know. Stones, huge stones they made. Among these stone arrangement, there are 4 styles exist. One is like stone, round stone, the center. That is sandstone, they call, or recent people call sandstone. Then, around sandstone, small stone, $16 stones, more 16. This one stack. Stone circle. Coin. Another stack. Sun. Then instead of circle, square, stone arranged in square, that forms. Then again 16. Another way, sun, then square, square, 16. Then furthermore surrounded by 16 circle of stone. And another one, fourth one, again, stone, right? Sandstone. Then, circle is inside. Okay? Again, 16 stone. Then, around that square, or 16. These four forms exist. Very unfortunate, I didn't study ancient Hebrew or ancient European language, so I cannot read them. I didn't have time to encounter those documents. But these arrangements, I think in the very ancient, these old races, secret documents must be there, like Talmud or the Kabbalah, etc., or maybe other different documents. And these there. Have you ever traveled to Costa Rica? Costa Rica is just north of Panama. There, ancient Indian people, American Indian people, made, no one knows, the fire. How? Round stone, exactly round. Small one like that, big one like that. Thousands. Now scattered here and there, that because modern people using ornament, bringing to their house, etc. Fires they made for what purpose? When no one knows. Some like that. Perfect round. But in these mountains, center, perfect round ones. Some is small, some is large, like that. And most of them is, of course, buried in mountains because 10,000, 28,000 passed. And together with them, nearby, the huge stones, like the more flat, put another huge stones nearby, more vertically stand, is there on the mountain. Both polished, very well polished surface. And sometimes big holes or small hole here and there. For this top, small hole. Apparently, according to the here and there still remains, apparently they put their crystals. Those things all disappeared. Some are stolen and so forth. Crystal. And this surface, polished surface, shining polished surface, again after ignored all those things, many thousand years, so now it's very rough. And the ancient times, certain characters, letters also there, but all disappeared. This Oriental people call mirror stone. Mirrors. And this they call the standing stone. Together with sandstones. One more stone always there. That is when you see from the top. Some is like this size, some is huge size. They made their deep channel, or often two stones get together, or four stones arrange that, or one stone then engraving deep. And that shows north and south, east and west. Comparing present north and south, some discrepancy. Most common discrepancy is, in the case of Far East, about 12.5 degrees different. That means according to our calculations, it about 20 to 25,000 years ago, north, south, east, and west exactly goes, like 12.5 degrees. So around that time, those things were done and built. Some place slightly different, more old, but more common around 12.5 degree difference. And also, this they call direction, direction stone. Also sometimes in the mountains they put those type of stone, pyramid shaped stone, dolmen stone, and for what purpose they made these stone arrangements. And that is not one place. Here and there, throughout the world, is on the mountain. And not only natural mountains. More while we are studying these things, you will discover future. Something like pyramid form of mountains. They are also placed. Sometimes maybe on the middle part, sometimes top, or both, etc. And within some case, this natural mountain, more like pyramid-shaped natural mountain, but some cases covered by soil and grasses and trees now for thousands of years, but inside is rock, big rock. They accumulated. Big rock. And making man-made mountain. Big rock. Huge pyramid. They made. And sometimes not only this one on the mountains. They made man-made mountains in the more small way, more like mound they made. Mound. Which not necessarily have stone. Some has stone, some don't, but man-made mound. Furthermore, not only on the mountain like this, on the field, they made stone circle, like stone, standing stone. Not only one circle, that one circle, that another one circle, another one circle, etc. And five these things they made. And it's very strange enough, these places, often villagers, residents, from all the time, they see the UFO. Often they see. You know the Mount Fuji? Mount Fuji. The Mount Fuji, present Mount Fuji looks very beautiful. But when they are studying geologically, they discovered inside of Mount Fuji another mountain. And before that, furthermore inside, something like very strange structure. No one, of course, everyone hesitate, of course, to make that any assumptions. But that Mount Fuji might be in the very long time ago, the pyramid, huge. Then exploded and made mountain covered. Then again, some thousand years, again big explosion and became like that present day mountains. It's very beautiful mountain and it's very strange. On the big field, go like that. Mountains. And there is also legendary there. Mythologies there. Underneath of the Mount Fuji, ancient civilization were buried. And also around Mount Fuji, in the mountain here and there, also these stones here and there. So some people think around the ancient time huge capitals, civilized cities were there. But why they made that? And apparently this is very ancient form, original form of pyramid of Egypt, which later built, or like Mayas, the ziggurat, or like Sumerians ziggurat, which built 5,000, 6,000 years ago. This is 20, 30,000, 40,000 years ago structures. There, we must consider, they have, as you touched, wonderful cosmological understandings. And so, and their understanding were based upon spiral and yin and yang. And so, they naturally understood this earth while rotating, receive from universe force, heaven's force, as well as earth's force go out, in. And the human body, receiving heaven's force and earth's force go. And they are naturally understood already 20, 30, 40,000 years ago, all millenniums, how energy going on in human bodies. And at the same time, how energy going on that the earth, which present day science still don't discover yet. And so, they call some area, according to ancient pronunciation, Chi. Chi means soil or area. land. Yashirochi. And Kegalechi. Say Yashirochi means things become prosper. Kegalechi means things is becoming diminished. They did understand, suppose field is there. Some place of that field is very well, everything grow very well. But some other place of that same land don't go, and more life is diminishing. That's they distinguished Yashirochi, Kegalechi. How they do distinguish? How they could see this? Yashirochi means while Earth is rotating, Earth force more, so naturally charge is going on towards heaven. Some area, more heaven's force coming, naturally charge going on towards down. Yashirochi means this force is coming up. And the Kegalechi means this force going on. How do they distinguish simply, intuitively? When they see the mountain, faraway mountain, mountain is not necessarily only one mountain or like that. Okay? There's a field. Mountain means energy which go up from the earth is more stronger in force. But force this is strong. So they see from far away, this they go, that they go, that they go, okay. This they go, that they go. This place, or on these lines are Yashirochi, growing things. And these lines are, so these areas are Kegalechi. Okay? Things don't grow. Of course, land may be surrounded by all over the land, all over the mountains, all over. Then at that time, mountain, mountain, mountain. Mountain. Right? Then at that time, this is line of Yashirochi. Yashirochi. This line, as well as this line, this line, this line. However, this line this line, this line, this line is megalithic. So even one same land, this area is okay, this area is okay, this area okay, this area okay, this area okay, this area okay. But this area is not good, this area is not good, this area not good, this area not good. And this area is so and so, right? In between so and so. Eh? This area. You understand? Okay? These are so on. So, future, you try to confirm these ancient people's understandings, energy of the earth and heaven. Then you will discover, for example, if you build your house in this place, your family maintains health and your destiny becoming more and more prosperous. But if your house, without knowing, if those megalithics is there, then constantly you are suffering sickness. Your family, many families dying out. Also madness goes, this and goes, family trouble goes, etc. Same way, around your home, trees, grasses are much more growing than other area. And suppose if you do cattle feedings, even animals, these places grow, but these places very trouble. Even chickens, these places creating very good eggs, but these places do not create much eggs, and when create very bad quality. And same thing with your children. When those places you are living, your baby has certain many troubles. Weak baby come out, so forth. And furthermore, when you do accident, quite often, much more frequently you do accident in these places, these spots, than these spots. Right? And more interesting, you know sake, right? Sake, which is fermented. Also, you know, like soy sauce, tamari soy sauce, right? Or miso, all fermented. If you ferment in this place, fermentation go very smoothly, come out very delicious soy sauce sake. But if your factory here or your home is here and fermenting this, don't go back. And if well-fermented sake or soy sauce, suppose you put that barrel or that pot or whatever, moving and put on the area of kegarechi. Leave there several days, quality immediately down. And opposite way, this bad quality one bringing to the good place, living there 3-4 days, then becoming much more better grade comes. Ancient people did know, therefore, these learned electromagnetic energies, also airs, ions, plus minus charge, and for the purpose of more better agricultural products produce, more better fermentation produce, more better health produce among villagers, living peoples, and more better wise wisdom, etc. develop, and more better offsprings produce. They wanted to make much more these places than these places. And for that purpose, they made, by building these stones in the mountains and receiving sunshines, as well as various constellations shinings, and coming up the earth force. Between two forces, they generated certain electromagnetic powers, which is huge powers, and making this through the air, partially changing to the minus ion more, and through the soils, changing into the more, these land into the more succulent, and making whole community prosperous. For that purpose, they made this. That they called pyramid. Pyramid. Again, ancient, like you can close your eye and sound, pronounce sound, pi, 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 pi. Right? That is like electricity or waves. That sound. Pyramid, that is wave, or spiralic wave. Myths is full. To means, I already explained, to. Building. Pyramid to. Pyramids to. Heaven, earth, both using their both forces, which of course, including solar powers, constellation powers, cosmic rays, all things, as well as Earth's various energies, like ocean tide carries electricity to charge land, right? And all those forces, Earth's force included, and those invisible electromagnetic powers, pyramids, full of them, and they generate storage building, pyramid. So pyramid is not necessarily Egypt pyramid, that shape. That came much later. Moz is natural form of pyramid, or man-made mountain pyramid, and stone circles pyramid. Many styles of pyramids were built, thousands throughout the world. Purpose was to change air, soil, quality charge, electromagnetic charge, more minus ions, and more earth charge, and making people who are living upon that much more charged and healthy, much more wise, and also food products, etc., much more energized, much more growing, and much less sickness, much less accidents, and fermentation, etc., making much more deliciously, smoothly. And they're building the people's ideal paradise communities. For that, pyramids were built. Although, suppose, like Egypt peoples and scientists say, Niles, the river Niles flood, making that Egypt, that around that territory is very rich and growing various things. But suppose, if we took out pyramids, what's happened there? Definitely those pyramids still remaining in that Egypt, definitely still working, charging all those land. In addition to the water irrigations which comes from Niles. And so, same way, same purpose pyramids are all over the world, right? All over the world. And that kind of civilizations we had ancient times. For the people's benefit, for the people's health, for the people's food, for the people's consciousness, this huge, ancient, natural way controlling, feeding energies by typical certain way of arrangement of the stones and certain way of technologies, and they secured paradise, which collapsed by natural catastrophe. After collapse, 13,000 years ago or 12,000 years ago, still their fragmented knowledge still continued. And so 6,000 years ago, so still could build with partial knowledge and purpose, that pyramid and so forth, Stonehenge, etc. But after that, this civilization was guided totally differently oriented science. Because of that, all these ancient civilizations were forgotten, ancient principles forgotten, understanding of spiral and yin and yang and the universe, all for the origin of the universe, Genesis also forgotten, and those meridian, etc., how God also forgotten, and how food is the very fermentation and this, that, those techniques also forgotten, and became, like present day, troubles. So, macrobiotic ways is again recovering their wisdom. How recover? Unless we have same brain like them who made these kinds of poems, who made that kind of thousands of pyramids in Africa, in Ethiopia, in Yucatan, in South America, in North America, in Canada, even in Alaska, Japan, China, Korea, Manchuria, Siberia, and even India, the Arabic areas, and all over Europe, such huge civilizations, including like Atlantis or Mu continents, the builders, unless we have same level of wisdoms, we cannot really understand what they did. But the way to understand them is what they ate. We eat. That is grains, vegetables, beans. Of course, already time is different, soil condition different, so we cannot be equally like them, but eating organic grains, vegetables, beans, and using similar type of cooking method, like pressure cook, this, that, etc. And chewing well, and meditating your own self, about yourself, your past, your future, and the universe. And also while helping people and finding that vision of the future, then you come same understandings. These understandings cannot come from modern ways, modern scientific ways. This understanding comes from your biological, psychological quality, something like intuitively comes, natively, intuitively comes. Immediate apprehension comes. And so, all macrobiotic people are now recovering ancient people, Katakamna civilization, you may say, or you may say ancient universal world communities. And in that sense, we are in the cycle of 25, 26,000 years cycles, that we are reborn of the ancient spirit, ancient ideas. Or we are reborn of the people who made world community ancient time. And so, naturally, we should be able to cure, we should be able to heal cancer, AIDS, this and that, without elaborated things as they did, simple method. Should be able to cure, should be able to make whole world into healthy and peaceful and happy world. When we think by present technology, civilization, present thinkings, try to make, it's so difficult. So, but when we recover this intuitive wisdoms, then it's suddenly problem become very simple. And I hope everyone develop that ability, wisdom. Especially friends who have studied here and going to become leaders, teachers, please acquire, develop that abilities. Why they did see such wonderful things? And how they did understand, how they did discover certain way of stone arrangement of certain shape can generate huge energies. That is very interesting subject. And at that time already, although many acupuncture doctors don't know, but at that time already acupuncture was there. Using this meridian and points. These things are making certain kinds, artificially making some points of acupuncture. Charging place they are making. And anyway, for 20, 30, 40,000 years ago, our ancestors did throughout the world is tremendous things. And together with that, the UFO, etc. also, you can solve very easily that riddles. Why UFO flying, or from where coming, so forth. That probably some other time we can talk. Okay? All right. And often these places, UFO comes. And these pyramids, practically 99% of those pyramids changed into usual mountain or collapsed or destroyed, this and that. Their functions, still working some, but most of function powers diminished. But again, new civilization will arise, and these powers again will be generated. No contamination, right? No smoking, no chemicalizations. You know, right? All right? And creating tremendous, right? Plants, vegetables, grains, health, right? Charge, high wisdom. Right? That wisdom right? is really treasure of mankind. Okay? While we are eating meat, while we are taking hamburger, while we are drinking milk, while we are making love affair with ice cream, never understand this. Okay? And never reach that level.